the Mavericks not getting Austin Reaves in that trade is malpractice.
Austin Reaves is beyond thriving in the Lakers right now. Playing alongside LeBron James and Luka-Doncic, he was the only third option in any team who finished in the top 50 of scoring. It also makes you wonder, if he excels so much as a third option, what could he achieve if a team gave him a central role? That question must hang over the Dallas Mavericks, because when they traded Luka-Doncic to the Lakers, they didn't insist on getting Austin Reaves. Given Reaves' current level of play, I gotta agree, it's complete malpractice. When the Mavs traded Luka, the main conversation revolved around the shock value of moving a generational superstar in his prime. Everyone debated the return package, the singular draft pick, whether AD could stay healthy, and what it all meant for Dallas moving forward. But lost in the shuffle was the fact that the Mavs could have, or I should say should have, demanded Reaves. He's more than a throw-in role player for the Lakers. He's become key part of their success. Getting him would have softened the blow of losing Luka, especially for a franchise desperate for a promising young guard. You're not going to replace Luka, but landing a 26-year-old who keeps improving is a good start. I think it's important to emphasize that from day one in LA, Austin Reaves has performed under immense pressure. Most young players would crumble under the constant media glare that surrounds LeBron James, but Reaves is actually thriving.
So it was either game one or game two, where in the fourth quarter, I just was like, AR, let's go win it for us. If I could get AR and instill AR and that confidence in that fourth quarter to make plays and win that game, it was just going to pay dividends for the rest of my time with him and the rest of his time when I'm not with him. I love seeing the success of my teammates more than anything.
He's consistent, efficient, and comfortable in late-game situations. If he can flourish this much as a supporting piece next to LeBron and Luka, imagine him on a team like Dallas, where he would get even more touches. With Kyrie Irving often sidelined, Reaves would have stepped into a lead guard role right away, something he's proving to be more than capable of handling. Since that didn't happen though, Reaves' fit with Luka-Doncic has been eye-opening. The Lakers' offense changed drastically once Luka arrived. They're jacking up almost 6 more threes per game and making 3 more. That shift definitely suits Reaves, who's suddenly getting more open looks than ever.
That's the scary thing, I think, for the potential. We still got so much room to grow, but now you look at it, okay, myself and Luka had the 2 best defenders, every night. There's not many teams with a third defender. And that third defender has to guard Austin Reaves.
This helps explain his jump in scoring. Before Luka's arrival, Austin Reaves was scoring 18.3 points a game. After Luka, he jumped up to 22.6 points. That's 4 more points a game. Basically, he's just spacing the floor as an off-ball threat who can also attack closeouts and run the secondary action when needed. In fact, the Lakers are now running significantly more isolation sets, 11.9% of their offense, up from 7.4 pre-Luka, which you could argue is a sign of elite talent on the floor. Reaves benefits from these extra ISOs too, drawing defenders away from Luka or exploiting mismatches himself. To me, none of this is surprising. Reaves' game is built on shot creation and smart decision making, but seeing him double his opportunities so quickly is still impressive. What elevated Reaves' year even further is JJ Redick's coaching approach. Redick apparently saw the potential for Reaves to be more than just a sidekick, giving him expanded freedom in the offense. Here's one stat that pops. Reaves' screen offsets jumped from 3.7% of his offensive plays to 7.4% under Redick. That's a near 4% increase that indicates they're running more specific actions to get him open looks. Another sign of confidence is Reaves' bump in 3-point attempts. He's gone from 5.1 to 7.3 a game, or from 2.6 threes made to 2.9, which is 37% accuracy, the best in his career. He's also crushing in catch and shoot opportunities, converting at 1.28 points per possession in those scenarios next to Luka. Put it all together and Reaves finished the regular season scoring 20.2 points per game on 61.6 true shooting. This already is a major improvement over last year's 15 15.9 points per game. But then you take into account that post-Luka, it's actually 22.6 points per game, and we're talking about one of the most improved players in the league. I'm sure some of you would even argue it's all-star caliber production, especially when you look at the full stat line after Luka came. Over 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists playing for the third-seeded Lakers. Now here's what's really mind-blowing about this season from Austin Reaves. It's the fact he's undrafted and has been scoring at a historic pace for someone who wasn't picked. First of all, let me remind you that he actually chose to go undrafted despite being projected to be selected in the second round. That's because he believed signing a two-way contract with the Lakers would actually provide him with more opportunities to prove himself. And oh my, was he right.
Westbrook driving to the rim, kicks it to Reaves, three-pointer, good! The rookie, 0.9 remaining.
From averaging 7.3 points as a rookie to nearly 16 points by his third year and now racking up over 20 a game, Reaves has taken a clear step forward every season. As a matter of fact, there have been only 3 players in NBA history who were both undrafted and had a better average in terms of scoring. Connie Hawkins at 24.6 points in 1969-70 season, Mike James at 20.3 points in 2005-06 season, and Fred VanVleet at also 20.3 points in the 2021-22 season. That's it. And this is by 0.1 point the 4th best performance from an undrafted player in terms of scoring. All of this highlights Dallas's biggest mistake, not acquiring him in that Luka deal. The Mavericks clearly should have bargained not just for AD, a single first-round pick, and a prospect. Austin Reaves was right there, and he's proven he can thrive with or without the ball and consistently hit big shots.
Reaves on the drive, inside layup, he banks it in with 1 second remaining.
For a Mavs squad that parted ways with arguably the league's premier ball-dominant superstar, snatching a rising guard like Reaves would have been a no-brainer. Instead, they got Max Christie, who instantly got a significant role there. Just imagine if it was Reaves instead. And funnily enough, it was reported that the Mavs actually were interested in Reaves initially. But then, after long talks and negotiations between Lakers' GM Rob Pelinka and Mavs' Nico Harrison, Pelinka managed to actually talk Dallas into a lighter package by highlighting the supposed risks when it comes to acquiring Luka. I mean, that's either top-tier negotiation skills from Rob Pelinka or Nico Harrison is just that bad. It's also worth noting how this could have changed Reaves' trajectory. With the Mavericks, he would likely be the focal point of the offense, especially with Kyrie out. Reaves has never been that kind of alpha, but if anything, this season suggests he could handle it. His usage and shot creation have spiked already under Redick's system, so why not see how far that can go? Of course, this is all in hindsight. Still, it speaks to the mistake of Dallas. They needed more than potential or a battered veteran star in return for Luka Doncic. They needed a near-shore talent, someone with a proven track record of stepping up in big moments, someone who can double as a lead guard when necessary. Austin Reaves fits that profile perfectly, and he has proven it both when on the court with Bron and Luka, as well as when they were sitting out in some of the games. What makes his sting for Dallas even more is how dramatically things shifted for the Lakers. What many assumed would be a throwaway season, coaching change, aging LeBron, and uncertainty turned into something actually dangerous right now. The Doncic trade saved the Lakers from mediocrity this decade, but keeping Reaves turned them into real contenders this season. All in all, the Lakers didn't just win the trade as an organization, they gave LeBron a legit chance to get his 5th ring. But now you let me know, did Dallas blow it by not demanding Reaves in the trade? Also, can you imagine LA going all the way this season? Drop all those thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more NBA takes through an overseas lens.